You get a little camera shy? I do.
No, I just get crippling depression when I see a bad photo of myself.
Good morning, y'all. Is this high enough? Can everyone see? It's about 8:20 a.m. Ooh, I have to start working soon. And I woke up like maybe 2 hours ago to work on this video that you are watching right now. And I realized I didn't film an intro. So if you're watching this on the day that I posted this, this is me this morning. How cool is that? As you just saw from a couple of those beginning clips, I was home for about 10 days. This was at the end of July. So that was almost a month ago now, which is wild how it's already August 31st. But I was home for 10 days, and being home and going home, when I say home, I mean back to Seattle, back to my hometown. I think I also talked about this in my last video too. But it brings up some memories, not necessarily good memories. It does bring up a lot of good memories, and I love spending time with my family and my friends who happen to be home, or if they still live there. But going home does bring up some triggering memories because, you know, a lot of my high school and college years were spent at home. You know, in college, I'd go back for the summers or on breaks, and that's when my drinking was at its peak. And so there's a lot of memories associated with being in my hometown regarding drinking and regarding my past. And so going home is sometimes, it can be very triggering, not in the sense where I feel like I'm going to drink, but just in the sense of like being reminded of all the past. So what I did this time around when I went home was I was going to challenge myself to reclaim that space, because that's something that we talk about in our meetings a lot, is just because you had a bad experience in one place doesn't mean you always have to associate that place with that experience. So for me, it was like my college. You know, I was sober my entire senior year, and before that, college had always been kind of associated with negative drinking memories, and that's what it was really defined by. And then I had a sober senior year, and it really just changed the way that I viewed my college experience. It was the best thing I ever did for myself, was have that sober senior year and start being sober earlier rather than waiting till the end of college, because I got to reclaim college. College is no longer associated with those drinking memories. It is the place where I realized that I had a drinking problem, but now that I've been able to see it and explore it and be in it when I'm not drinking, I've reclaimed that space, and now it's associated with positive memories. And that's what I feel like you have to do. If there's a favorite restaurant that you went to, this happened to me. I used to have this favorite restaurant and had a really negative drinking experience there, you know, blacked out, everything, and didn't want to go back there forever. But I loved the pasta. I loved the pasta. And so I went back and didn't drink, and now I can go back there because I took that first step and went into that triggering environment and reclaimed it in sobriety. And that's what my goal was for going home, was to go home and make just happy new memories and show myself that home doesn't always have to be associated with those negative memories. So I went home, and the first weekend that we were there, we actually went to the San Juan Islands, which was really fun, just bopped around there. We went on the ferry, which was super beautiful, and just that whole area is gorgeous. And then we actually went to Vancouver, BC to visit some of my family members. I worked, you know, the whole time I was there, and I actually worked from my mom's office in Seattle, which was really fun and just a good escape and a good kind of experience for me to see what it's like working in an actual office. There was no one there besides her, but it was still kind of cool. Hung out with some friends that I hadn't seen in a while who happened to be home, which was great. And then just spent some good quality time with my family members, which was really nice. I don't feel like I fully reclaimed, you know, home. I feel like going back will, you know, continue to trigger me just a little bit, but I do feel like I'm slowly making progress. But yeah, In the rest of this video, you'll kind of see what I've been up to the past few weeks, and at the end of the video, we'll have another little chat about sobriety and body image, especially in the summer months, and now that summer's winding down to a close. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you watch till the end if you want to see that. And yep, I hope you enjoy. This is what happens when I'm stressed. I don't know why this isn't focusing. There we go. Yeah, I just get like flushing and my face is really hot and then my ears get really red anytime I'm stressed or like flustered. But the reason I'm flustered is because I was trying to get work done, my work finished, because I got invited to go to a restaurant opening. Never have been to anything like that before. My friend invited me. I have to leave soon though, and I have to shower and get ready. My immediate reaction when she texted me about it was to say no. That's like my immediate reaction whenever anyone wants to make plans like during the week. But every time that I've said yes to plans during the week, I've never regretted it and I've always felt great. And especially this friend that I'm going with, I always just feel so great after hanging out with her. So I'm trying to say yes more, especially now that like summer's winding down to a close. I'm like starting to feel like, oh, did I do enough this summer and all of that, those feelings. So I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to more things in the last bit of summer we have and just in life in general. It's really easy a lot of the time to just say no and stay home. But this friend isn't a big drinker either, so it's not gonna be like a triggering thing. So yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. I got a haircut today. This is the shortest I've gone in decades. Like probably since middle school. Basically this whole day I spent pretty much the whole day working on this project. You'll see what it is very soon. It's very exciting. But I spent the whole day doing that and I had planned to like spend the entire day doing it, and I did, but I didn't get as much done as I thought I would. Like I spent probably 4 or 5 hours just like sitting at my desk doing stuff for this project, and I only got like 2 things done, and I feel really anxious about that and like, oh, I spent all this time, I just wasted so much time, I should have gone faster and been more productive. And I feel like that's how I am a lot of the time, literally with anything. So I'm reminding myself that all progress is progress. No matter what you're doing, if you're working towards something, you're getting closer to your goals. Everything I'm doing is getting me closer to my goals, no matter how big or small the tasks are, because either way these tasks have to get done. And I feel like I'm on a time crunch all the time. Like I need to put these things out as soon as possible or as fast as possible, and that just stresses me out even more. And so I can't talk. I've also been trying to remind myself to just slow down. The pace that I'm going at is the pace that it's meant to be. You guys, hey. Look what I found on my walk. A nice print. Can you see that? I think I'm gonna put it right there. That white wall. It's like near the kitchen. But yeah, it was just free on the side of the road. I'm gonna wipe it down and then, yeah, I feel like that's the best place for it because it's kind of near still near the kitchen, and I think, I don't know why I feel like this just needs to be in the kitchen, you know? It is, I think that's an alcohol brand. Contrado, is that an alcohol brand? I think it is. I think it's like an alcohol advertisement, but we're just gonna pretend that it's Martinelli's. For some reason, like, I know the reason. I strayed away from buying any like pieces of art that glamorize drinking for obvious reasons, which is actually quite a lot of prints. There's like so many that are just like prints of like aesthetic photos of alcohol. But I don't know, I really liked this one, so who cares? And maybe this woman is lifting the alcohol, or you know, she's kind of like pouring it out. She's saying she doesn't want it. That's what I'm gonna think of it. Okay, I ended up not liking it there, so for now I just put it on the floor here, and I moved this print over here. I want to hang, hey, I want to hang this one up, but I just don't know where. Okay, people, I need to discuss my latest obsession. I've always liked the Tate's, like the big cookies, but these are mini. For reference, so small. They're like Chips Ahoy, kind of. I think I bought like 12 bags. This is my snack drawer. But yes, these are also really good if you've ever tried these. Good morning, y'all. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun is shining. Just had a great Sunday morning meeting. And one thing that we talked about is when you are sober, not just when you're sober in life, but when you're sober for like one night, your options are endless. You can do anything you want. Whereas if you're drinking or if you're, doing any sort of other drug, I feel like your options are limited because, you can't drive a car, you can't do this, you can't do that because you're inhibited, you're incapacitated in some way, you're intoxicated, and so your options become very small. Whereas if you're sober, you can literally do anything. You can drive somewhere, you're just clear-headed to like do anything you want. And I feel like that's where the misconception about sobriety is, where people think that when you get sober you are limiting your options of what you can do in life, when in reality you are so much more clear-headed and more present, and your options just expand. You have so many options. So that was something that I loved talking about today. Also, yesterday we went to lunch with some of Grady's family members, and there was a photo taken, and that photo was sent, like the photo of all the family members, and it was sent in the group chat afterwards. And I didn't like how I looked. I always kind of struggle with photos. I always just pick apart myself when I see these photos, and so I felt that way today when I saw the photo. And I noticed that it started, I didn't do what I've been trying to practice, which is where I have a thought about my body or about something, and I don't absorb it right away. I let it sit, I reflect on it, I ask myself, is this something that I should, store in my brain and allow to pass that little threshold of what I keep and what I take as true and what I don't? Because if I've learned anything in this process, it's that I can't trust my brain all the time. And so I immediately thought, oh, I don't look good in this photo. And instead of absorbing that, well, my goal would have been not to absorb that and just let it sit and reflect on it, but instead I took it as true, and I just noticed that it started seeping into all these different areas of my life after just seeing one photo. And so I reached out in our group me and mentioned that I was feeling this way, and there was a lot of good responses. One of which someone said, when you're 80 years old, you are not going to think about how you looked in that photo. You're going to think about the memories that were associated with that photo, and you're going to be happy that you took it. And I think for me, sometimes I avoid taking photos because I'm afraid I'm not gonna like how I look, but I don't think I should have that be a reason to not take photos anymore, because I'm missing out on capturing all these memories. And I know you can, capture memories in your head, but there's something about a photo, and we are so much more than just our bodies, and no one else is looking at that photo and thinking of it in the way that I am. So I just need to let it go and know that my body isn't the least interesting thing about me. The least interesting. That's all for this video, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed, and please remember that social media is a highlight reel, especially in the summertime. So if you're getting caught up in feelings of, I didn't do enough this summer, it's probably because you're comparing what you did this summer to what someone else on social media did this summer. And it is truly even a privilege to be able to question whether or not we did enough this summer. It's a privilege to be able to experience anything that brings us joy in the summer. And so that's what I'm really focusing on as we head into this new season, just to really be grateful for all of the things that I did get to do this summer, and carry this summer mindset into the next few months, and carry the summer activities that I enjoyed into the next few months for as long as the weather allows. For example, Grady and I have been loving pickleball. We picked it up this summer and it's a great sober summer activity. So I'm gonna do it until the weather says no. I'm gonna carry that summer activity and that summer mindset into the next few months. And yes, that is it. I love you all very much. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.